It wasn't just harassing Burisma, by the way, but did have a reputation from many other countries as no good, let's be fair. If they did not fire this prosecutor, then Biden would kill a $1 billion US loan guarantee it was after. And Joe Biden even bragged openly about what he'd done later.
And I was supposed to announce that there was another $1 billion loan guarantee. I said, you're not getting the $1 billion, I'm going to be leaving here. And I think it was, 6 hours? I said, I'm leaving in 6 hours. If the prosecutor's not fired, you're not getting the money. Oh, son of a bitch. Got fired.
Wow. Interesting. Let's see what this is all about. We all know, but it's being taken down on every media source, so.
It's obviously to his dad. False, says Biden. Iranian gas company. He's not the kind of person with of Hunter Biden in the bath. He says it has emails and photos that were left on the laptop of Hunter Biden, son of Joe Biden. Now, Hunter Biden allegedly left this laptop at a computer repair shop and never picked it up again. The guy at the shop, months later, finders keepers, gave copies of what he found to the FBI and to the Trump campaign. Now, the photos are one thing, proves authenticity, I guess. They're not just the family shots of Joe and Hunter and other relatives, but also of Hunter Biden in the bath and even in bed with what seems to be like a crack pipe. His father admits that Hunter has had drug problems. But more serious politically, are the emails. Now, Hunter Biden is not the kind of person with his drug record and business background, or lack of, that you would expect to be on the board of a big Ukrainian gas company. He's got no background in that stuff, doesn't speak Ukrainian. But he was paid $50,000 a month, and some reports say $80,000 or even more, US, by a company called Burisma. That is a bit shady. That was being investigated, by the way, by Ukraine's chief prosecutor. Burisma didn't like it. And Joe Biden, Hunter's dad, was conveniently then the vice president of the US and in charge of US-Ukraine policy. Now, Joe Biden has got very angry when people say, oh, Hunter, your son, he was being paid for access, obviously, to his dad. False, says Biden.
Do you think it was wrong for him to take that position, knowing that it was really because that company wanted access to you?
Well, that's not true. You're saying things you do not know what you're talking about. No one said that. Who said that?
But, as the New York Post today reports, on Hunter's laptop were also reportedly emails sent to Hunter by Burisma executives, like this one in May 2015, or April 2015, thanking Hunter for inviting me to DC and giving me the opportunity to meet your father and spend some time together. Now, what might have been discussed at such a meeting? Well, a year earlier, Hunter was allegedly sent this email by Burisma, also found on his laptop, complaining that the new authorities in Ukraine were quite aggressive to the Burisma boss to obtain cash from him. We urgently need your advice on how you could use your influence to convey a message or signal to stop this politically motivated action. Now, what influence did Hunter have? Well, funnily enough, his father, Joe, at the end of 2015, flew to Ukraine to give it an ultimatum. If it did not fire that prosecutor, it wasn't just harassing Burisma, by the way, but did have a reputation from many other countries as no good, let's be fair. If they did not fire this prosecutor, then Biden would kill a $1 billion US loan guarantee it was after. And Joe Biden even bragged openly about what he'd done later.
And I was supposed to announce that there was another $1 billion loan guarantee. I said, you're not getting the $1 billion, I'm going to be leaving here. And I think it was, 6 hours? I said, I'm leaving in 6 hours. If the prosecutor's not fired, you're not getting the money. Oh, son of a bitch. Got fired.
Well, son of a bitch. And that is Uncle Joe. Squeaky clean. It's just interesting how the shocking amount of corruption that is not just surrounding the Biden family, but that they are just chest deep, steeped in. Just, it's in their DNA. It's so scary to think that this man is fraudulent mail-in ballot voting away from possibly completely destroying our country. Well, he would be deemed unfit to serve after a few months, and then we would have President Kamala Harris, which would just be like having we would have a dictator. We would have a fascist dictator in our country running it. I mean, we already have plenty in the House and Senate, but good gravy. This man is evil.